debate? The good news was it was the last debate. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that last... debate was like an early birthday present, right? But here's what I wanted you to remember. I stood next to Donald Trump for 4.5 hours, proving once again I have the stamina to be president. You know, I tried as much as I could to talk about all the issues that are on your minds that I believe we can work together to improve. And in fact, my wonderful running mate and I, Senator Tim Kaine, wrote a book called Stronger Together. And we put all of our policies in it because I want you to know what we're going to try to do if we're so fortunate enough to be the next president and vice president.
You will! You will!
I think it's important because I want you to have confidence that we're going to work every day to implement the plans that we have put forth. And I tried in the debate to draw the contrast with Donald Trump, who doesn't really have very many plans. You know, I've tried to run a campaign based on issues. He's run a campaign based on insults. And so in the debate, we didn't have a lot to talk about, other than he continued, true to form, to throw out his insults. But in that last debate, he said something that I found horrifying. Well, he said a lot of things, but there's one thing in particular that I wanted to point out, because no presidential candidate, Republican or Democrat, has ever said this. He refused to say that he would respect the outcome of this election. Now, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. This is the same guy who said he thought the Emmys were rigged against him. But this is serious. You know, on January 20th, the first thing a president does is to take an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, and I have serious doubts about whether Donald Trump even understands what that means. In America, we don't say we're going to keep you in suspense about whether we will respect the outcome of an election. We have free and fair elections and the peaceful transfer of power. That is one thing that makes America great. It makes America who we are. And we don't impose religious tests at our borders because we are a country that was founded on religious liberty. And we don't punish newspapers or journalists that try to cover the news or are critical of politicians or threaten to restrict the First Amendment, because our democracy depends on a free press. And we don't incite violence and turn people against each other. We respect the open exchange of ideas that a democracy depends on. No, I gotta say, I bet some of you, or maybe your parents, your grandparents, came from places where none of that was true, right?
Right.
There is a reason why America is the greatest and longest lasting democracy the world has ever known. Because we believe that no matter what you look like, or where your parents were born, or who you love, you have the right to be treated equally and fairly in the United States. And Donald Trump is attacking everything that has set our country apart for 240 years. Now, after spending his entire campaign attacking one group of Americans after another, immigrants, African Americans, Latinos, women, POWs, Muslims, people with disabilities, now his final target is democracy itself. So here's what I want you to know. In the next 4 years, we are